So at the end, we'll have a little bit of time to maybe look at your businesses and see how um, you should be using like how you should be thinking about funnels in your own business. Okay, and I'll be also showing you how I use funnels in my business, showcase like I don't always use the same funnels as well. Sometimes I change it a little bit, but it gives me an idea. Like it's um sorry, Claire, is it possible for me to make you to give you like hosting privileges, just because whenever someone comes in, it kind of distracts me from like continuing. Is that okay?
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Awesome. Can everybody see my screen? You can't see my screen. Okay, 1 second. Okay, welcome everyone to today's workshop, monthly Rebel workshop. And today we're focusing on funnels. And I really do believe that like every business should be thinking about the funnel in their business, because it is part of strategy. And hopefully by the end of this session you'll be able to have a deeper understanding of what funnels are and how it can help you in your business, like get things, like have more clarity about like how you can get a customer from not knowing who you are to the very end, which is like, oh yeah, I totally want to buy something, or what's it called, buy services from them or products and so on. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Terry. Thank you for joining. So let's get straight into it. These are the 4 areas that we're going to be covering. So, what is a sales funnel? 4 stages of a sales funnel. I mean, why is it important? And then at the end, Q&A. So, just quickly read what the definition of a sales funnel is. So I'll just read it out for you. A sales funnel is the marketing term for the journey potential customers go through on the way to purchase, right? So from the very beginning, from not knowing you all the way to, okay, want to buy something from her. So it's important because, yes, it's really cool to like do different things in your business. But if you're not aware of where your customers are finding you, like what the journey is, what are the steps, and then looking at it and saying, is there a way I can simplify? Is there a way I can make this step easier? Is this still working for me? How can I make it like simpler, faster, and so on? And the way to do it is like, it comes in, I guess, like at the very beginning of your business. Obviously, you guys are already been operating in your businesses now for a little bit. Don't know how many years. So if you can let me know in the chat how long you've had your business, let me know in the chat so that like I have an idea of how long you've been operating your business. So, oh, how interesting. Thanks, Claire. It's updated now, yeah? I'm like, read this funnel definition, and there's no funnel definition. That's awesome. So let's move on to the part where I was talking about, is that, okay, so when something works, so say you had one time when someone has bought something from you, like, think about where that person, what did they do first, second, third, fourth, in order to work with you? And this could be an ideal client. Get them on a call and ask them, how did you find me? So asking certain questions. How did you find out about me? What was the first thing you did? What did you consume? How did you find the buying process? What were the things that prevented you from like wanting to buy? And even someone who's never bought from you, understand the experience that they're going through if you have no idea is really, really important. Because I have been through a lot of processes, like funnels, where I've wanted to buy something from that person because they had what I wanted. But because of the like that funnel didn't allow me, for some reason I couldn't find the information that I needed. For example, they had services, but I had no idea what those services entailed, like the details of like what they would be providing. Whatever it was, there was like a stage where I decided, nope, this person's not for me. You need to consistently discover what it is for your customers, so that that sales funnel actually works for you, so that it keeps bringing you money into your business. And when you're starting out, you're not going to actually know like you're not actually going to know like what works. So you're going to have to try different funnels. And then when that one funnel starts to work, you start to refine it and make it better and tweak it and adjust it to the point where it brings you clients easily, consistently, and so on. Are you with me so far? Okay. Introducing the AIDA, I named it AIDA, funnel stages. This is a little bit different to the one the Rebel Business School teaches in the course, because there are different types of funnels out there. There's not just one specific type of funnel. So the funnel that I think it takes time to adjust, so I'll just wait next time. Have a cup of tea with each slide change. All right, so the first one is the A, right? Write this down. So AIDA helps me remember what these stages are. The first part, which is awareness, right? The person's like, oh, okay, like, I mean, you can guess, but I'll go into details after. Second is interest, then decision, then action. Take like 30 seconds to look at that and think about what do you think you need to do as a business owner or in each stage. Try to guess, like make a little bit of scribble the notes. The reason I always get my students to guess what the information might be is because it helps the brain process the information a lot better once you receive it. So you need to work that little bit extra harder so that when I do give you the information, it sticks there for longer. Right. Are you guys, do you need a couple of more minutes or you good? Okay, I'll give you one more minute. Right, let's get back to it. Give me your answers. And you can unmute yourselves and let me know what you've written for each stage.
Sorry, Halima, just just letting people in there.
Oh, thanks.
So I think, like you said, the awareness, actually things like making sure there's enough information. Is it, have you explained your service and your product? Have you given them the kind of detail that they need at that stage to understand it? Obviously, the interest is. I guess it's like the like stage of the no like trust, isn't it? So so I'm struggling in terms of examples of things for that, and then obviously the decision is, as it says, have they got the information that they need to make that decision? Whether that's cost, or how to do the next stage, what the next stage is, and then obviously action to actually do it. So whether that is to click to make a purchase, or to contact somebody to speak about it, or to book something, or whatever that stage is.
Brilliant. Thank you for sharing that, Claire. It's so nice to see your like the thinking patterns of where the customer journey is. It's fascinating. Thank you for sharing that. Does anybody else want to share what they've written down?
Yeah.
Thank you, Philip.
Okay. Well, for awareness, it's lead generation and networking. Then interest is knowing you, so you're building rapport, social chat, highlighting the benefits of what you do for them. And you're moving on to the decisions section, which is building their desire and making sure they trust you, and giving them enough details for them to make the correct decision,
Mm-hmm.
and make it easy for them to take the next action with just a click, or book a phone call, book an appointment. If you can do that automatically, it's better than for less steps they have to do, better. That's all I've got for now.
Thank you so much, Philip. That was great. Thank you. Okay, so let me give you the now your brain's like, I need to know, right? So that's why it's important to like get you guys to like, challenge yourselves a little bit in every area before you seek help. So let's talk about awareness section. So the awareness stage is social media, right? That's the first thing. Is how do they basically find out about who you are? Like it's like when someone says, "Hey, you should really check out this page. She talks about diet." And you look at her page and that's the first time you're ever introduced to that person. That can happen in different ways, but social media is one of the ways that people can find out about you. I think Philip mentioned networking. Google page, when someone says, "I need a furniture designer," or I need a personal assistant, or I need someone to help me with SEO, whatever it is, the first thing they're going to do is go on Google or search on social media or ask their friends and family or like YouTube, whatever it is. This is just basically what it means is like the introduction to you as a product or your services to that person, the initial start of the journey, right? So you have to think about in this stage, like, how are you going to do that consistently? How are you going to find more people? How are you going to be in front of more and more people. And this is where PR comes in. This is where collaborations come in with other people in your industry. And this is like why I'm saying it's important to think about the strategy of each stage of your business, right? So once they're like, oh, I know this person, the next stage is now they're interested in what you have to offer, right? So what I mean, Terry, in the previous stage is just for them to kind of know that you exist. So with Answer the Public, it's like knowing what do they need so that you can create blogs so that they can discover you. So it's all about how do they discover you as a person. So let's move on to the next part is interest. So now they're like, okay, I really like this person, but I'm not ready to buy yet. Let me consume some of their content. And this is the stage where you're either going to have a YouTube channel, a podcast, or a blog that they can like consume content from. Now, some people will create content on social media, and that's how they're like create like their content like on Instagram or something. I don't really encourage that, which is it's still good, but having something that's solid like a YouTube, a podcast, or a blog is super important. Thanks for turning on your camera, Patricia. It's so nice to see your face. So this is when they're like, oh, this person really knows what they're talking about. And and there's a platform where it's searchable. People can find your content over and over again. With social media, it does disappear. Your content has a very short lifespan until they actually create something that makes it easier for people to find your content. For now, it doesn't have a very long lifespan. So it's important for you to have a place where you're building consistent content week by week, so that people can binge watch all of your content. And I'll tell you how my funnel works in that sense. But let's move on to the next level, which is decision. So they're like, oh, I really like love her content. That's when they're like, you know what? I think I might want to work with her. Now, this might happen at any point, but we're talking about like usual way that people work is like it comes in stage 3. And how you do that is like, I've got little pictures showing you. So the first picture is showing you like they've got a triangle and a square, and they're comparing the two products. For example, when I want to buy like a face product, I compare the two, compare the price, I compare if like one has a deal, if they have like some sort of gift, and so on. So in your business, it's like, how do you help the person make the decision at this point? Do you give them 10% off? Do you make it an irresistible product that they feel stupid not to buy? And one of the books that I've recently read that can help you with this stage is it called $100 million offer by someone called like last name Rodriguez. But I found the book fascinating because it talks about how do you build like a package for the person that like they will absolutely like, it's hard for them to say no. That's what you're looking for them to say, you know what, I would be stupid if I said no to this person right now. I would be absolutely like, why would I ever say no, right? So for example, if you are a service, for example, let's use Claire at this point. You're providing personal assistant services, right? So when someone wants to work with you, they look at your package. How can you make it irresistible? How can you make it so that it's like, that's a no-brainer? Like, absolutely, I have to work with her. Maybe you have like social media templates ready as a bonus because someone's like, oh, I hate the fact that I don't have that. Maybe you have like a template for accounting. Maybe you have like there's like so many things that are already made, right? You don't have to make it more than once. The idea is like you have something that you put together that's easy for them to start implementing. But it's like when you do sell something, you present that and you present that and you present that. But it took you like thousands of hours or whatever to make, but you're only making it once. But that's one of the things that they're like, oh, but I can't work with you because I actually need someone to have the templates ready or I need ideas. And so you put them together as you listen to your customers and you're like, oh, do you know what would be amazing if I did a Canva template for A, B, and C and have that ready for Instagram, for example, or ideas of what to post on social media, 100 different ideas. These are products that people sell for like dollars, right? People actually have to pay money. But if you say to them, I'm offering you a service and this is how much it costs. And I have thought about every single thing that you could ever think about and I have it ready. They're just going to look at you and say, well, I don't really have a choice because if I don't do this, I would be like a silly person at this point. So that's why I learned that with that book, $100 million offer. Buy that book. It's very cheap, very, very, very cheap on Kindle. It's like around $1 and something. The guy wants to make sure that everybody has access to it. Thank you, Claire. You're so cool. Like, how much is it on Amazon?
It's free on Kindle.
There you go.
It's a paperback's about £19.
Yeah, so I mean, you want the information, you don't want to get it printed because I think it comes from the US, if I'm wrong.
Is that the link there?
Yeah, so she put the link in the chat. Thank you so much. So, do you guys, are you kind of with me when it comes to like how I'm thinking right now? How do you make people make decisions, make irresistible offers? What are you doing that is just going to blow them away? That they're like, hell, like, yeah, I'm going to come. For example, I don't go out often. I don't enjoy going out all the time. Now, but one of my friends, who's my sister-in-law as well, she knows how to make things irresistible for me. When she's asking me to go out, she says, she's like, don't just ask her to go out. Just say, listen, we're going to this place and this is what's going to happen and this is how much fun we're going to have and these are the things that are going to come out of that. And then I'm like, I'll put my introvert like self on the side for the day and go out. And this happens almost everywhere. And I want you to practice it all the time. Don't just invite someone out somewhere. Give them an irresistible offer. Say, look, like, you know, like Patricia, you have your gallery, right? Your art. Like, what can you give? That what is the experience that you can provide that just blows that person's mind when you do that invitation, right? So it's like something that is like sometimes you're gonna have to like maybe even break even in your cost to get lots of people in, to get them to like know you at first, but you're not losing money, but you're just covering. Maybe they're paying for a ticket and you're covering the cost and you're like using the money to provide something that's out of this world. So think of it like that. That's how people make decisions. Because if you're offering like a bottle of water and the next person's like, I've got flavored water, you're like, oh, that's a silly example, but you know what I mean? There is competition out there. You have to step out of your like comfort zone and like think about what else can I offer that person would just be like, whoa, this is amazing. And then you have the action part, right? And the action part is for once they've actually taken the action, how do you retain the customers? And this is where the Rebel Business School, what's it called, funnel that they taught you. This is where it starts, right? What other products do you have to offer? How do you educate them about other products that you have? how do you keep their engagement? How do you get them to buy again and again and again? How do you, like for Tesco's, for example, they like before there used to be like a Tesco card, and it was not really that great because at the end of the day, like I used to be like, why would I want a Tesco card? But now some products are like severely like discounted, and you're like, I don't have a card. So I went and got like a Tesco card so that I can get discounts on the. So this is like ways to get people to buy more. Can you guys hear me? Yeah? I feel like I sound weird. It's like, how do you get people? Is there a loyalty scheme? Is there like every 5 hours you book in, you get this for free? Or if you go to this event, you get 10% for the next one. It's like how do you get them to pay more? Because each customer, once you get them to buy something, and they enjoy your services, it's so much easier to get them to buy more time. So thinking about all these ways to get your customer to be happy. Sometimes it's just like a note where like handwritten note that says thank you, and there's like the handwritten stuff are just the best, honestly. When you get that, you're, especially in the UK, it doesn't cost that much, but this is a way to say thank you for your services. I really appreciate you. Going that little extra mile to personalize things and make them feel special goes a long way to retaining them and keeping them as long-term customers. One of the things I'm doing is like giving them certificates every 6 months that they stay in my thing. They get a handwritten certificate that they can use. In the UK, certificates are not that great, but for people abroad, certificates are gold. They can show their employees that they've taken English classes. So I've started doing that. So this is how I kind of like have my own funnel, right? So for the first part, the awareness is I collaborate with teachers. I have my website, so on Google, I focus on SEO so that they can find me. Like I said, collaborations is like going live with someone, doing a YouTube channel with them. I mean, YouTube video with them. My students will basically, what they do is sometimes they'll say, oh, I just finished a class with Halima, post that on social media. I can repost it. Their audience will see my content. This is how I build awareness. Also, podcast and YouTube is a great way because they're searchable. But podcast and YouTube actually fits really well in interest. And one of my students recently that joined, I asked her, I said, how did you know about me? She said, I actually have no idea. Usually the awareness part, they're like, oh, I found you on Instagram. So I was following someone. It says, do you want to follow this person too? And so with collaborations, when you tag people and you're like, I just collaborated with this person, Instagram says these two people are similar and they're working together. So if someone's following that person, it will suggest you to them. It's an Instagram thing, but let's go back to this. And then what she said is she went on my podcast and she watched the very first podcast all the way to the 20th podcast, and she absolutely loves my content. So binge watching usually happens, and she's like, this person knows what they're talking about. I also have YouTube, but I've moved away from that because I'm more like, I don't really enjoy video as much. So, but podcast is where I live now. So they create interest, and then they're like, oh, I would love to work with her. So she went on my website and then booked a call. So she booked a call to talk to me about Female Language Academy. That's where I asked her, hey, how did you find me? And then when I told her about it and I listened to the things she needed, I told her it's perfect for her. Straight after the call, she made a decision, and now she's inside this Female Language Academy. Now, the way I help students make decisions, this is where like launching happens. This is where like I create events, Zoom events where I invite everybody down and I do some sort of training, webinar, bonuses, like I said, with the help them make decision to join the Female Language Academy. Then you have the action part where I focus very, very strongly on customer service, having communication with my customers, making sure the products that they're consuming like is of high quality. And also because I have a membership, I consistently get money coming in every single month without trying to find customers. So this, I found that the membership way was like I provide products on a weekly basis, so they have to come back week after week, and I change the topics, and so that helps me with my business have like reoccurring income. And in the future, I want to create products for people to try out, so that before they join the Female Language Academy. That's it. So are there any questions or comments or things that were like, woo, I'm going to start doing that in my business, before I like get someone to do an example that we can run through together?
It's nice actually, Helene, because I kind of did it to a point without actually realizing the other day. So it's nice actually to go over it and go, oh yeah, that's why I did what I did the other day. So I am doing it, even though I don't think I'm doing it, I am doing it.
That's so good. It is. You're doing really well, Claire, because I'm following you on Instagram, and I see
Thank you.
the consistent content, and you're always on top of mind. So like, I think it's nice to kind of be like, yes, I'm doing the right thing when it comes to like the funnel. So now it's like about like, does the funnel work? Do you get customers out of it? What needs to be tweaked? What needs to be changed? Do you need to try something else to see if anything changes? And if it works, sticking to that thing and refining it, making it better.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, I think, like I say, for me, it is just remembering to be aware of that. Obviously, I've taken in so much with what I've done with Rebel Business School. Now is the time to go back and just pick each bit at a time and go, right, this is where we're at. This is what we need to look at. This is what we need to think about. This is what we need to move on. So that's why these sessions are really useful as well, to just keep revisiting things and go, okay, I need to just have a bit of a focus now on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Claire. Anybody else have comments or questions?
Yes. Yes. I just want to say thank you, because it made me think about I sell lines of print, but I always sometimes I sell it with frame and sometimes I sell it without frame. So it's very unconsistent. I was very inconsistent in that.
Yeah.
But I realized that even the people who don't buy the frame, they are a bit disappointed because they wanted the frame. So I think I might have to give them the frame always. And also they want other things. They want, like, they say, oh, I would love to have your art in my curtains or in my house, in products for the house, because they asked me for some murals. I have some murals that are 6 meters long and 3 meters long, but of course, and I show some photos and they love it, but they cannot have they don't have 6 meters or 3 meters, no? But I might be able to think about the frame. I'm thinking about the frame first, like, how can I make them an irresistible offer is making the frame and putting the frame always, including the frame.
Well, maybe not including it in the frame. So it's like, I remember there was one time when there was, I think in a cafe somewhere, and the girl was like putting lots of like, I think it was like, she ordered a dessert and she got an extra big piece. And the manager was like, I think it was in Nando's actually. Yeah, it was olives. Yeah, okay, now. She was like putting lots and lots of olives on for the person, because it was just running out, and she was like, okay, let me just put the rest. And then she gave the olives to the person, and the person was like, the manager stopped her and said, can you please make her aware that this is not the usual, that you're doing something nice for her, because the next time she comes back and she doesn't get the extra olives, she's going to be really upset, isn't she? And I think that's a really good thing. So when you do the frame, maybe you want to do the frame on certain times. So when you're like more sales, and you're like, if you buy it during this time, you get the frame included in the price. And so then it gets people excited because it's like you're giving them extra, but that's not the usual. Does that make sense?
Yes. Oh, that's good. That's good. Because I wanted to make it usual, but then sometimes to me it's too much stress, because then I thought, oh my gosh, I just thought that I have to do it. I have to do it always. And that is not, then it becomes like a big responsibility to me,
Absolutely.
But I don't want that, having to do something every time, all the time. Like sometimes it's good,
Yeah.
And it's more special, isn't it? When you do something extra as well.
Exactly. But making people aware, because you don't want them to take it for granted. And the next time they're like, where's my frame? They know that it's a gift.
Yes.
I get excited that it is a gift. Not everybody's getting it. This is a specific time. It's a special occasion. You're doing it to get more sales on your part, but you're also like providing that extra excitement, extra offers when it comes to their buying experience. It feels really nice when someone does that extra something, adds something else, adds a smaller art with the bigger art that they're buying, or they get like 10% for the next piece, something that they can
another big yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, because thinking about the irresistible offer as well, now it makes me think, what else can I do? How can I package something? Because actually I have realized that people want different things, they want for the house decoration, they want things that I didn't think before, like I just thinking about selling my art and this, but then I realized that they want this, and I'm thinking about that. If somebody told me that they want my art in the whiskey, in the back, glass, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I could do that as well, and then I can offer one, and then I can offer other person, so they give me ideas, but I have to think about them, I have to think about what they need, not just doing my, like I think, I just want a piece of, but actually I want just to sell my art like in a frame, but they want it also in other things, in other products. So I don't know. So this makes me think, yes, I need to brainstorm and then think also about how do I make it a better experience for them?
Better experience with like buying art and stuff like that. Think about like if someone's buying a gift as well, like how do you make that experience even the next level in terms of like packaging, making it like the experience even the next level, like you personalizing it, putting the person's name, like writing a card. What will make that experience like that much better when it comes to that person opening that box, or they're buying it for someone else, having some sort of added feature, like we package it for you, we wrap it for you, and
yes, I have commissions. I have commissions, and then they always give for their girlfriends, like for Valentine's, I think. And then I realized that I have just worried about just the art, but then I like the details, but because I'm so much, I don't have the time to think about the nice paper, like this is extras that I have to plan in ahead. But like you say, a nicer experience because they are present. So I could add to the person to receive it to make it better, because some of these people, these are men, who ask me for the girlfriend. So they are very detailed, they want something that is already done. And then actually, if I can put it in I never done it in a wrapping paper, but probably when one of the person I asked them, say they just put, as I give it to him, he go and give it to the girlfriend. He don't do anything. He didn't put anything.
Yeah.
So I was imagining he was going to do it. Oh my gosh, the horrible, package, he just gave it to her girlfriend. A woman wants something more nicer. So this made me think about this, because I can, and also I could put in my social media and say, look, this is for a client. And then people, oh, she's going to do this. So I can, because they need help actually. And then I've even thought about, I just thought now, so all of the things that people are, that I needed, but now you doing this workshop, that has been magnified. Now I start, suddenly I'm thinking, it's just all this experience that I have about the clients. Now it's like they're popping out, thinking, you know, I could do this and I could do that. But before it's like, you know, I'm so worried about just finishing the work, giving it to them. That
yeah.
I don't think
About the experience, yeah.
That is
experience of the whole thing.
very important because you know, I do art, so art is very important. In art, the color, the smell, the texture. But then, you know, so I have to add all these things. You know, I have to think about the customer experience, which I didn't thought about that. So, you know, so thank you so much, Halima. That's very important.
I actually like this week, like I have to like cut short because usually I'll like keep going after an hour, but I just looked at the time and I have to be back to the social media that I'm teaching on the other side. So
you need to get something to eat as well, Halima.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. I've got like 10 minutes left. But thank you so much, guys, for coming and sharing your insights. I hope that the workshop was beneficial, and I hope that it does make a difference in your business. I love like teaching you guys the stuff that I know, and hopefully it makes a difference. Let me know, keep me updated with what you're doing with the workshops. What action are you taking? That means a lot to me, because it shows me, okay, it's working or it's not, or it provides something else. And Terry, thank you for joining us at 5 a.m. That means quite a lot. But yeah, bye Philip, Patricia, Claire, and Terry. Bye guys.
Thank you so much for everything. Thanks for your help. Bye, Halima.
Bye.